Welcome back to Signal in the Static. I'm your host, the Gatekeeper, and tonight we're tuning into something older than satellites, colder than the vacuum of space, and far more deliberate. What if I told you that number stations, those eerie broadcasts of robotic voices reading endless strings of digits, aren't relics of the Cold War? What if they're still active? And more importantly, what if they're not meant for us at all? Number stations have been reported since at least the 1940s. Shortwave frequencies, anonymous broadcasters, voices, often female, sometimes mechanical, reading sequences. 48159 327. Governments have never officially acknowledged them, but intelligence agencies have long been suspected. The prevailing explanation? Encrypted communication with field operatives. One-time pads. Impossible to crack. Disposable codes. Clean, efficient, human. But here's the problem. That explanation doesn't account for everything. Some stations have broadcast continually for decades without interruption. Some appear on frequencies that shouldn't propagate that far. Others transmit at power levels far exceeding what's needed for Earth-based listeners. And then there are the patterns. Not random, not entirely. There are intervals that repeat every 11 hours, 7 days, 13 years. And occasionally, very occasionally, a sequence appears that doesn't match any known encryption method. Not military, not intelligence, not human. Buried in obscure forums, shortwave enthusiast logs, and declassified fragments, a name keeps surfacing. The Consortium of Seven. We've talked about them before on this channel. They're not a government, not a corporation. A coordination. 7 unidentified entities, some say organizations, others say something far stranger, that allegedly maintain control over a global network of transmitters. Their purpose? Not to communicate within Earth, but beyond it. According to the theory, number stations are uplink transmissions, not broadcasts for spies, but reports. Each string of numbers, each carefully timed pause, is a part of the structured language. A language meant to travel, past the ionosphere, past satellites, out into deep space, towards superiors. Here's where things get unsettling. Decryption attempts by independent researchers have revealed consistencies, recurring numeric clusters appearing across different stations. One sequence in particular shows up again and again, a 5-digit prefix, followed by grouped sets of 3 numbers, ending in a 2-digit suffix. According to the theory, the prefix is a regional destination. The middle sequences represent data points, population densities, emotional states, neurological averages. And the final digits are a count. Not of people, but of viable units. In other words, how many humans are ready for harvest? What does harvest mean? No one knows. Some believe it's metaphorical, data collection, consciousness mapping, behavioral extraction. Others believe it's biological, physical, final. There are even claims that major global events, economic crashes, pandemics, sudden societal shifts, coincide with spikes in number station activity, as if something is being monitored, measured, prepared. If the consortium is sending messages, who's receiving them? The theory suggests a hierarchy. The Consortium of 7 operates here on Earth. They manage infrastructure, data collection, and transmission. Above them are entities not bound to this planet. Deep space listeners, observers, supervisors. Some transmissions, when isolated and slowed down, reportedly contain sub-audible frequencies, patterns that resemble responses. Not echoes, replies. Why numbers? Because numbers are universal. Language changes, symbols decay, but mathematics travels. A numeric transmission doesn't need translation, only recognition. It's the simplest way to say, here's the data, here's the count, here's the progress. So the final question is If this theory is true, if number stations are still active, if the consortium of 7 is still transmitting, then somewhere right now, a broadcast could be happening. A calm, emotionless voice reading digits into the void. And hidden in those digits is a number that represents something chilling. Not how many people exist, but how many are ready. So tonight, if you find yourself scanning the radio spectrum and you hear a voice counting into the darkness, you might ask yourself, who's sending it? Who's receiving it? And which side are we on? Stay paranoid. Stay awake.
1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1, 5, 7, 2, 8. 1,